Good afternoon, everybody. Eric Alarid here with Tilson Homes, and wanted to just reach out and tell you we're so grateful for joining us today on our latest Facebook Live, where we're going to be talking some more about customization of one of our specific customers' homes that we built. And I am joined today, as always, by Dawn Dantzler, our Director of Marketing. Say hello, Dawn.
Hi, everybody.
So Dawn will be moderating, as she always does. So if you have any questions at all during the entire process, feel free to type your questions in. We'll be answering them live the entire time. And we have a special guest today, one of our consultants from our Spring, Texas Design Center. The gentleman's been here a very long time. His name is Jerry Shorten. Welcome, Jerry.
Hey, how you doing?
We're good, man. We're good. Thanks so much for carving time out to join us. So tell us a little bit about your journey with Tilson, kind of what brought you here, how long you've been here, where all you've worked with us, and you go ahead and go, man.
Yeah, for sure. So my background is actually, I used to work in the prison system, and I wanted a career change, and I've always wanted to get into real estate. I had bought my first house when I was 22 years old. It was really for an investment property. I moved 3 of my roommates in. We all stayed there, and then I was just like, I want to do this more, but I don't want to be a realtor. I want to do something more so that I feel like I'm really helping on a different level. And that's whenever I started shopping with different home builders to try to see which home builder is a good home builder that was a good fit for me. And I stumbled across Tilson, and Tilson was a little different. It was something where you can get your actual dream home. You didn't have to try to be satisfied with just a standard cookie cutter home where your next door neighbor might have the same house that you has. Tilson has that edgy style where you can customize your house to exactly how you want it. And I started with Tilson back in 2014 in Angleton, Texas, down south, way down south. I worked in Angleton for about, I would say, 4.5 years. And then I did a transfer up to Spring to be closer to home. Most of my family is from Houston and Huntsville area. And I decided to move to Spring, and I've been to Spring ever since.
Awesome. And we are lucky and grateful to have you. So thanks for doing that. We always love it when our, of course, when employees, team members come to us and they have lived in a rural area like you did growing up in Huntsville, and it's really, really helpful to be able to connect with our, because 91% of what we do is rural. It's out in the, so it's nice to have folks that can kind of help navigate through some of the challenges that go with developing property out in the middle of nowhere and then designing and building. So glad you're here, man. Very glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here too as well.
Good. All right. So again, you guys feel free to drop any questions you got about anything about the process, customization, what we're going to do. Just like we've done the last couple of times, we're going to have Jerry kind of take us through this customer's journey, tell us a little bit about, where they were, where they lived, where they maybe where they were building, why they were doing what they're doing. And then we'll stop and answer questions as we go. So you guys feel free to ask us any questions. I'm Eric. We've got Dawn here moderating, and Jerry is going to take us through. So go ahead, Jerry. Have at it.
Yeah, for sure. So the customers that I was meeting with, they actually wanted a weekend home. They stopped at my office. They heard about Tilson. They saw Tilson on the freeway, and they called in and through our online internet sales. And our online internet sales sent them out here to schedule an appointment with me. They came to my office. They, like most people, they want a house, but they don't know exactly what they want. They just kind of just want help, and that's what we're here for, is to help consult you guys, to help point you guys to the right direction. So the house that they went with is the Whitney. They loved the house. It fit all the needs that they was looking for, and they just wanted a weekend getaway. So not only that we just build houses just for long term, we build weekend getaways. Currently, right now, I have a house going up in Magnolia, Texas. That's going to be a guest quarter house / pool house. So we're very open. The Whitney, it's about 1,800 square foot standard square footage. And if you look at the original floor plan, you can kind of see where it's a very just solid floor plan. You come straight on into the family room. It kind of opens up. The family room and the kitchen kind of opens up together. All the bedrooms on one side, but the customers wanted to make a change. They wanted to make several changes, not many. They just wanted to customize the house to some of the touches that they want. I was able to show the customer different options that we kind of sat down and talked about. This option right here on the master bedroom and the master bathroom side, this is the option that we actually has. That's one of our custom options that you can choose with us. So last week, I don't know if anybody have saw the Facebook Live video where the plan had like so many different changes, and customers came in and just customized the house exactly how they wanted. And it was like a lot of thought went into that. And here, a lot of thought went into it too, but we also have options where you can see where we can help you out, and so it can help you guide you to the right direction. So you know kind of exactly what you want to get. They made not many changes. They made several changes, not many. They changed the master bedroom and bathroom layout. They did stained concrete throughout the house. Nice. They added a little stone in the kitchen. So where you see where the orange is right here, this is just me telling drafting that, hey, they want stone. And the little red marks is me redlining the floor plan. And then I type out a detail of what the customer is looking for, and drafting picks it up, and they make your dream into reality. Now, go ahead, Eric.
So yeah, I had a question just about, so just to kind of frame it for everybody. Again, thanks for joining us. Ask any questions you have as we go through. So these folks live and work in the Houston area. They bought, I think it's a 5-acre place. They bought out in the hill country out north of Burnett, Texas, out in Burnett County.
Yes.
And between Burnett and Lampasas, it looks like. And tell me a little bit about, what you know about how they're using the land. I see we added a large covered porch onto the back. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So this house is a weekend getaway. So they actually live here in the Houston area, but this is just something just for them to get away for the weekend. They added a 15 by 10-foot porch in the back, something where they can sit out on. They have a nice, absolutely beautiful view in the back. The property is 10 acres. It's wide open. It's Texas Hill Country. I mean, the closest grocery store is like 20 minutes away. So it is literally like a weekend getaway.
They got a great place to go socially distance right now, don't they?
Oh yeah, for sure. If you want to go social distance, then you need to go out there for sure.
That's a good spot. Hey, on the stone that they did, I know we'll see some pictures here in a little bit, but so I know you work there at our design center in Spring, Texas, where we have the San Jacinto model. I'm guessing, is that something that maybe they saw in one of the models and wanted to do? I know people oftentimes will buy what they see. Where may they have seen that?
Yeah, so in our model here at the San Jacinto, in our Spring office, we have a floor plan, a house that's called the San Jacinto, and it has the stone background, and that's where we got the concept of where they wanted it. Now they also, if you look into the kitchen bar, they added the stone underneath there too as well. Oh, and I know I'm kind of jumping ahead, but you'll see right there, we added the stone in the background with 2 cedar headers.
Okay, well, that was the question. And the master, I see they did looks like a big, is that a walk-in shower option that they've done?
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of our custom options that you can choose here at Tilson. It does a bigger walk-in shower, and it also has a separate master closet for his and hers. You can tell which one is getting the bigger closet.
For sure.
And it has a vanity sink too as well.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, take us through the rest. Let's see.
Yeah. So absolutely. So this floor plan actually does not come with the garage. They wanted a garage where they can park their cars and for entertainment space too as well. So you can have people hanging out on the back porch. You can have people hanging out in the garage. You can have people hanging out in the house, and it's all kind of in one central location.
right.
Then this is the final project after everything gets done. So you'll see right here the red line of all the changes that they made. And then once it goes to drafting and we get it back from drafting, then I have the customers come back in, and then we do the final floor plan review. And then this appointment, we usually do your colors and we do your plans too as well. Now this appointment is just to make sure that we capture everything that the customer was looking for. And you'll see that the red lines are gone. It's nice and clean. Got a little farmhouse sink there too as well.
Yep.
And then you can kind of see the final project. So this is during a color appointment, and these are the colors that they choose. And they kind of went with the San Jacinto, the colors, with the stone, the color of the exterior of the Hardy, the board and batten. And then you can kind of see the back of the house, and you can see where the garage is coming in at. And this is why the doors here, it's all kind of one space of entertainment. Now, all this is like grass now.
Yeah.
And then you'll see the inside of the house. You'll see where we added the farmhouse sink. And then you'll see the stained concrete. And the stained concrete, it's really good for people who's really uncertain about what type of floor that they want. They just not for sure. It's very safe because later on down the line, if you just get tired of it, then you can put down whatever tile or laminate or whatever type of floor you want later on down the line. But for them too, this is really good because they're gonna have a lot of people coming in and out. They plan on hosting Christmas and Thanksgiving and big family events. And so being out in the country, and, you have a lot of dust and everything. So it's a little bit easier to keep clean.
Yeah, Jerry, and we see that the stained concrete used a lot in kind of that hill country rustic feel. It's a really beautiful rustic feel. We let people know that it's inconsistent, which is actually part of its beauty. That's part of the appeal, that it you're not going to get, particularly because you're going to pick from a sample, of course, and every piece of concrete is going to look very, very different. And so if you're okay with a lot of variety, a high color variation, then stained concrete's a really good option for you. However, if you really, really like consistency, like if you're really banking on a certain color palette being the same and repeatable over and over again, we may want to have you look at another type of floor covering, because stained concrete is anything but. It's really beautiful the way that it magnifies the high color variation of various grays in the concrete. So
Absolutely.
Something to consider for folks, but it turned out beautiful in this house, and with the stone on the inside and the cedar really complementing it well. It looked really sharp. It did a great job.
Absolutely. It definitely gives that Texas hill country feel vibe going on there for sure.
Yep. All right, take us back through what else is going on. So they didn't change anything in the kitchen, really. Doesn't look like at all as far as the sink. That's about it.
Yeah,
actually, we haven't mentioned it yet, but this is based on our model home that is in Waxahachie, Texas. So you can look at the pictures of this and the pictures of that model, and it's very, very, very close. And again, like you said, they used the colors, it looks like, from your model there in spring, the San Jacinto, to kind of help guide them through. Okay, well, these are safe, and I like the way these look. Let's pick these colors and go with it. I mean, so anyway, that's great. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And to kind of piggyback off what you were saying, so the models are really good to help you out to figure out what you want. So you're not making all the decisions on your own, and they use a lot of the same colors that the San Jacinto had, and just kind of just put it into another house and just did it on a smaller scale. And you'll see right here too as well, the San Jacinto has a Naughty Auto cabinets. And they went with the Naughty Auto cabinets too, but they just went with a different stain. Beautiful. And then they went with the farmhouse sink, and then they went with the upgraded, I would say, faucets throughout the house, the oil or bronze.
Nice.
And then so we have everything very simple for our customers. I mean, everything, our color room is very clean, it's very open. everything is all labeled. It's usually like level 1, 2, 3. You know, you have a base level, and you can see everything, and it helps you out choose, so you're not having to go out and try to make these decisions on your own.
Awesome.
And then, as you see, there's another view of the kitchen. Now, this kitchen, the only thing that they changed was the colors, the type of cabinets. They added the stone, but this kitchen layout is one of our standard kitchen layout. So they didn't go in there, they didn't revamp the kitchen and made it to that. It's one of our standard kitchens. So you can see that we have a lot of select floor plans that you can choose from that would offer everything that you're looking for. And then from this angle, the kitchen is looking out into the family room. So it's a very open space, very open entertainment space. And then right back into this little corner, you have a pantry, walk-in pantry, built-in shelves. And then right over here, you have the laundry room too as well. Now we do have an option, because I do hear a lot of people, they don't like the laundry room in front of the house. We do have a custom option that goes with this floor plan and many floor plans that we have, where you can put the laundry room at the rear of the house if you wanted to.
Perfect.
And right here, so standard, our 12 by 12 tiles come in a backsplash for our kitchen. And you see right here, we have a little deco tile going across, a little band there. Mm-hmm. That's one of our luxury options that we offer. And you can do that too as well.
Excellent.
Now you're looking in the living room, where you can kind of see the living room and the breakfast area too as well. Looking out to that nice view in the back.
Look at those trees.
Yeah, that is a gorgeous view.
Absolutely gorgeous view. Like I said, I'm telling you, it's Texas Hill Country. There's nothing out there. It's like one of the perfect places to get away. Stained concrete, those floors are really shiny. And as you see right here at the bottom, I don't know if anybody can see that, but that's a 4-plug. That's another luxury option too as well. They added this just so it can kind of help sit for your layouts and anything like that, recliners and anything that needs to be plugged in, so you don't have to run the wire across the family room. And then you have in this little section the breakfast, and this is one of our standard lighting package. So you can go with the you have 2 different colors. You can go with a like a bronze color, or you can go with a nickel too as well. And then our lighting package is the same way. So if you wanted something a little bit different, we have different lighting packages that you can choose from. And the windows back into the family room, gorgeous windows. These windows are actually standard with this house.
Okay, let's pause here for just a second. Let's ask Dawn. Dawn, do we have any questions so far? Or?
So we have one question, and then I just want to give a few shout outs before we get into that. So we have lots of people who are under construction watching. So Butch, thank you very much. He's building his second home
cool.
with us, and they're in the drywall phase. So it's very exciting. And Lisa is also in the drywall phase. So very excited. Talking to Butch about his home and that he's building a second one.
Oh, very cool.
We've got Marjorie watching from her driftwood that we built for her. They closed in January, and so she is loving her house and her hill country views that she's got going on out there. Cornelia really likes the stained concrete, so she's very excited that you shared that. And then Liz actually has a question specifically on the Fayetteville and what options are available. So she's asking if we can raise those ceilings to 12 feet high and still have the bonus room upstairs.
So the answer is yes, we can do that. We don't have we had to get exact where the homes we build, all that, to be able to do the actual pricing on it. We need to sit down and sketch that, modify a couple of things on the roof layout to make that work and the valleys in the back. So that is something that we can do. We don't have just a plug and play price for that as part of a custom option, but yes, we could get it from the 10 feet that they are up to 12. there in the family room to do that. We certainly could. So any other questions?
And then Kathy has a question on the master bath and guest bath layout that we were sharing about the tile, and if there's a reason that the tile doesn't go to the ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, typically it goes up 5 feet from the top of the tub, or 7 feet from the floor is what is typical in construction. We have done 8 foot all the way up to a ceiling. I believe that's an 8 foot ceiling in there, so double check and see. But yeah, it's just it's not something we see done very often, but we certainly can do it. Sometimes it might mean you end up with a cut tile somewhere, because technically speaking, the ceilings are usually 1 inch taller. So for instance, if something's on an 8 foot plate, you actually end up with an 8 foot 1 inch ceiling. Same thing with a 9 foot plate and 10 foot and so on. So we have a 9 foot 1 inch ceiling, 10 foot 1 inch ceiling. But they don't make 1 foot 1 inch tiles typically. So your tiles are typically 12 by 12, maybe 13 by 13 or 18 by 18. And so you'd wind up with a cut tile either at the top or somewhere in the middle that you'd have to figure out a way to do something with. So we try to begin it and end it on a whole tile so that you have a finished edge that's revealed. Is one of the reasons that's done. But that's not just us. That's just in the building industry why we do that.
Okay, very good. And that seems to be all of our questions for right now. So you guys let us know if you have any questions, and we're happy to answer them for you.
Yeah, I'd be glad to answer. All right, Jerry. Pardon the interruption, my friend. Beautiful bathroom. This is gorgeous.
Yeah. So so in these 2 slides you see right here, you'll see that we have the master and the guest bath. To answer that question about the tile going up, typically people do go all the way up. So it's just a personal preference. You just have to let us know, so then we can just go ahead and add it. And that's something that we would just talk about in the design center, if you want the tile to go all the way up or not.
Yeah, these are I guess these are 9 foot ceilings in here, so it'd be 9 foot 1 inch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure. And so you'll see in both baths that we have the wood trim that matches the cabinets. So this is another custom option that you can add. And then you have the standard lighting package, and they went with the bronze. And then also too, they went with a level 2 faucet package too for the house, so to match with the lighting and everything else with a hill country rustic look that they're going for. And then the naughty outdoor cabinets too as well throughout the house. And then they went with a standard granite slab too as well.
Yeah, so I see these are beadboard cabinets. Did they do beadboard in the kitchen? Or they did a different cabinet in the bathroom?
Yeah, they did. They did beadboard in the kitchen too as well. And then they did the doors too to match, the interior doors to match with the cabinet doors.
Very cool.
Yeah. So you guys, didn't have any questions?
All right. So yeah, I do have so have you visited with the customer at all, since this was done, to what do they do with the place out there? How much do they enjoy? I'm sure escaping the hustle and bustle of Houston is.
Yeah.
Escaping the hustle and bustle of Houston.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I've talked to the customer several times. They actually just closed on their house last month, so this is all brand new. They are currently out there right now enjoying this time because we're self-quarantining ourselves from everybody, social distancing. So it's a perfect place to be at right now, for sure.
That's awesome.
They love the house. They love the whole experience. They said they would build another house if the opportunity came up. Everything went smooth, and that's what we like to have.
Very, very cool. Well, folks, if y'all had any questions, we'd be glad to answer them. We can, Don, we have anything else popping up we can answer for folks? Or
let's see. Joe has a question about the LaSalle bathroom. If there's an option for a barrel ceiling. He also says roll tide because he's Joe and he knows I like it when he does that.
So I don't know that it's a barrel ceiling that's in the LaSalle. I have to pull it up and see. I think it's just it's a coffered that goes up to flat, and it has some cedar trim up there. But I don't believe we have an option for it to be like a semicircle or a barrel. But we can certainly do. I mean, Jerry, we could repeat the ceilings in the LaSalle, could we not? And pretty well any one-story house for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if it makes sense, yes, we can. You know, if we can, pretty much we can do it if it makes sense inside.
Yeah, I think the LaSalle just has a ceiling that slopes up to a flat ceiling that's got some cedar box beams in there, and yeah, as long as there's not another floor above it, that's super easy.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then Cornelia is asking about how long the process is.
That's a great question. Great question. You can start to answer it, Jerry. I'll actually look this one up. Let's see what it took. So go right ahead. You know the answer.
Yeah.
The short answer and a long answer. We'll go with. I'll answer whichever one you don't.
Well, how long did the process of this particular house, or how long the process typically does it take?
That's great. Yeah. So this one took almost exactly 10 months.
10 months.
Total.
Okay.
So that's pretty typical.
Pretty standard.
Yep. Pretty standard. I would say anywhere from 10 to 12 months is what you expect for the whole process. From the time that you come in and sign a contract to the time that you're closing, getting the brand new keys, getting your keys to your brand new house.
We'd have some that happen sometimes faster than that. Sometimes it takes longer than that. The real driver behind that is how much development is going to be needed. Because remember, every job that we're building, the land is undeveloped. There's never been a house out there, as opposed to like a production subdivision where all the development part of that is done before you ever walk in the door, right? I mean, the master plan community, big builders, they know what plans they're building, and the permits are already pulled, and water meters are set, and roads are installed, and sewer taps are there long before customers ever come into the design center. So with ours, it's about 4 months of upfront prep work, design, permitting, soil testing, that kind of stuff, and then 6 months of construction or so. And then this one took almost exactly that. It took right at 4 months to start. It took 6 months to build it, which is very typical. And then whether the land is paid for or not, doesn't typically add or it doesn't make it take any longer or take it less longer. It just means that that there won't be a balance rolled into the final mortgage whenever the home is completed. But the real kicker is going to be, what's accessibility look like? How accessible is the site? So is there a culvert installed? Is there a driveway there? Do we need to get a septic design done? Is the septic permit already in place? We have a permit pulled. And actually, we're going to, a little sneak preview of what's to come this weekend in our Saturday Facebook Live, is we'll be talking a little bit more about that, the site prep part. But yeah, those are great questions. And Jerry, anything to add of kind of what usually makes the process go faster or slower sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, you covered a lot of it. I mean, it all depends on what we're facing at the end of the day. Land prep is the biggest. How fast that we can get the construction drive in, and all the things that we need to be successful to go ahead and get the house built. If things are holding us back, that could delay the process. But if we can get everything in pretty quickly, we can usually knock the house out in a timely manner.
Yeah, the good news is when you are building with Tilson, because there's no construction loan, that you haven't closed on that loan, there's no payments being made, there's no interest accruing. So, even if it does take a little bit longer than we want or the customer wants, the customer's not coming out of pocket with that money every month, and that's a really big savings. So we want it done as quickly as possible without sacrificing code or quality or customer experience, for that matter. So.
I do have a question for you, Eric. So this is the question that I hear a lot. So if I'm paying cash, does the process move faster by paying cash?
That's a great question. The answer is depends. So certainly you're taking an entire entity out of the scenario, right? We're not having to wait for an appraisal to be done. We're not having to wait for a lender to underwrite the loan. So you're not having to go back and forth with all your W-2s, your retirement statements, your tax returns, all that kind of stuff back and forth to the mortgage company while we wait for an underwriting decision or any conditions have to be cleared. So that part comes out completely.
Right.
So that can speed it up. And yet, so typically speaking, yes, on average, cash deals do go a little bit faster than loan deals. Really, only on the front end, and maybe at the end, it does tend to shave off 2 to 3 weeks, because again, at the end, you're not having to get that information updated with the lender. You're not having to wait for them to schedule a time slot with a title company. We can close the cash transactions much more expediently out in the field than loan ones, because they have to be closed at a title company. But all of the other stuff still goes into consideration, though. You still got to get a construction drive in there. You still got to get permits. We still got to get a geotechnical investigation. We still got to get an engineered design. So in this case, we had to have ACC approval. So there was an architectural control committee that had to approve these plans, the exterior colors. All of that's the same, whether it's a loan transaction or a cash transaction. So that's a great deal.
Absolutely.
Anyway, any other questions that we have?
No, but we have a comment that you'll like.
I saw we have a gig of Maggie's. That's
yeah.
Obviously, I agree.
He's replying to Joe, by the way. He's not.
He's what?
It's not aimed at you. That was his reply to Joe with Joe's roll tide.
Oh, on the roll tide. Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, any other questions? If you don't have any other questions, you can always reach out to us on our various channels. I want to thank you again, Jerry. Thank you so much for joining us, taking time out of your day today. Dawn, thank you for moderating us as always. We couldn't do this without you putting this together.
Of course. Oh, we have another question.
Just as I'm signing off, we have a question. Didn't get enough of you, Jerry. All right. So if I had to get a personal loan to pay for part of the price of the land, is the land still considered not paid off since I didn't go through a land lender? Well, Andrew, that is a great question. And the answer to that question is it's complicated. If the land is collateralized in any way, you're saying a personal loan, so that would imply that to mean that land is not collateralized. So if there's not a lien on the land is showing that it's paid for, as long as there's not a lien on the land, that could be an option. Although we would want to get a pretty clear understanding as to how that how that personal loan is collateralized. And how those payments, because a mortgage company could still count that debt against you if it is a debt that's owed. They could still count that debt as part of the debt to income ratio. So, but even in those situations, the land does not necessarily have to be paid for us to begin construction or even complete construction. You just have to have 10% equity in the total value of the house plus land. So, hope that helps. What else going on, Dawn?
Okay, great. Cornelia's asking what time we're going to be meeting about land prep. So that's going to be Saturday at noon. Then we'll be back talking about land prep.
That's the accountability hammer being dropped right there, Jerry. What do you think about
that?
Yeah.
He's making an appointment with us.
I see that. All right. So thank you guys. Yeah, Saturday, 12 o'clock. We'll be back over here on our Facebook page doing another Facebook Live. It'll be some information about site prep and then just a general Q&A that I'll try and answer all the questions that I possibly can for you guys. Again, thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Dawn. If y'all have any other questions for us or the team, you can find Jerry at the Spring Design Center. He's there. And then also you can reach out on all of our various channels. So we've got our Facebook page you can reach to us through, Instagram, our YouTube channel, and the website, of course. And then obviously you can make appointments right now. You can do appointments at virtual or in person, as long as we keep in compliance with all the various county orders and state orders, but at all of our 11 design center locations. So feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you guys out, answer any questions that we can. Until then, we hope to soon make you part of the Tilson family. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.